This is my 2023 Dodge Charger Hellcat Widebody. I've had this car for a year and a half now, and in today's video, I'm going to do an overview of all the modifications that I've done to this car. I just want to start off by saying this is an amazing car. I absolutely love this car. It's an extremely fun car. This is our family sedan, 717 horsepower, 200 miles per hour in a family sedan. I think it's kind of nuts. Anyways, let's go through all the modifications that I've done to my Hellcat. So the very first modification that I've done, I don't know if I'd call this a mod, but I tinted the rear windows in the back here and the rear hatch. I really feel like it needs tinted windows. It looks really incomplete without it. Not very interesting. However, what is interesting though is where I got the tint done. This shop in Calgary called ZR Auto. The nicest shop for tinting, wrapping, PPF. The owner here is a great guy, and inside the shop, he's got his F40, his Ferrari Enzo, his other Ferraris and Lamborghinis. So they're all on display in the shop, and it's got this amazing lounge upstairs where you can go and relax. So amazing shop. If you ever need PPF, tinting, wrapping, check out ZR Auto. So anyway, so that was the very first modification, is tinting the rear windows. After that, I worked on these emblems. So this car came with a black badge option. So all of the badges, so the side badge, this one, the one on the front and on the rear, were black. So that's an added option. I don't like the way it was blacked out. So I got these overlays on eBay. So they just kind of go over the emblems. So that's a shot of that Hellcat there. The reason why I didn't like the black emblem, because this emblem is really badass looking. I think this is the nicest emblem on a car. And it's got the coolest name, Hellcat, to go with it. So I wanted to make this more prominent. So I never liked the satin black finish. So I put silver over it, and now it kind of pops. So I did that emblem. I did the one on the front. So that was all black before. Now it really pops, and I'll show you the one in the back. So I've done this one as well. And it pops out a lot more now. Now you see the SRT emblem and the Hellcat emblem. And back here, the other mods I've done is I blacked out the Dodge nameplate and the Charger. So those were just plastic dipped. So those were originally chrome. So the Dodge emblem and the Charger emblem were originally chrome, and all of the Hellcat emblems were black. So I kind of reversed it out. Okay, those mods are not that interesting, so let's get on to the more interesting stuff. Okay, so this car, I've tweaked the exhaust just a little bit. So this Hellcat, I've replaced the mid mufflers with vibrant 1794 resonators. They're a little bit louder than stock. I did a video where I compared the decibel rating from factory to the vibrant resonators. So stock was 100 decibels, and with these vibrant resonators, it was 106. So you're not going to notice a huge difference with them. Cold start is about the same. Cruising about the same. It's when you step on it, that's where the vibrant resonators, I think you can really hear them. So basically all I did is replace the mid mufflers with the vibrant 1794s. That's all I've done. Everything else is stock. Okay, so that was the vibrant mid muffler. So mid muffler delete mod with vibrant 1794s. It's a very common mod. A lot of Hellcat owners do, just to give them that little bit extra sound. So my next mod, again, deals with the exhaust. So I replaced the exhaust tips. The factory exhaust tips are a 4-inch, and these are a 5-inch. In addition, this car came with black factory tips as a factory option. I personally don't like black tips. I like the chrome polished tips a lot better. I just feel like they pop out a lot more. I personally don't like any chrome on a car. The only exception is the exhaust tips. So I got bigger tips, and they're steel, not black. And I think it just really pops. Does it affect the sound? I don't think so. I don't think the bigger tips affect the sound in any way, but they just look a lot better. They just look a lot better. They fill in this area much nicer with the diffuser. And the steel just gives it a pop of color, which I really like that pop of color from these tips. And I think the nicest thing about the steel tips, it's very satisfying just getting a rag and just cleaning out the tip and making it look brand new. Yeah, so no regrets getting the polished tips over black. So here's a view of the back with those larger tips. In my opinion, those larger tips look really nice on this car. I think it complements it really well. Perfect fitment. Install was super easy. Basically just have these clamps and just bolt it on. And that's it. Okay, so that was pretty much all of the exterior mods. So I went over the decals. I did the tinting. I blacked out these emblems here, the factory Dodge and Charger emblems. Now let's go to the interior. Okay, so the first mod in the interior is obviously this steering wheel. So it's a carbon fiber with perforated leather, red stitching with a red stripe on top. The carbon fiber has this really gloss, smooth finish. And as you can see, it has a flat bottom, which I really like. It's more pronounced than the factory wheel, which is a flat bottom, but this is a lot more pronounced. And these thumb grips are really nice here and over here too. Like, it feels really nice in your hand. It feels a little thicker than the stock. And obviously, I think, in my opinion, it looks way better than the stock factory wheel. I really do like the red stitching. Gives it a nice bit of color. The factory steering wheel has just the white stitching, but I really like the red stitching that's throughout. I'd say the quality overall in the steering wheel is pretty excellent. Like, the leather looks really nice. The stitching, like, look at the stitching. It's really good quality. Over here, it's a very nice high quality piece. And it's got a really nice clear coat on the carbon fiber. And just the feel and look of the steering wheel, I think, was an awesome upgrade. Highly recommend changing steering wheel out something like this. The only drawback with this particular steering wheel is It does not have the heated option, which is okay with me since I don't really drive my car in the winter, but that was the only downside. You can get it with a heated option, but you're going to be paying more. I got a great deal on this. It was about 400 Canadian or about $300 US, and relatively simple install. So there's a shot in the back. Yeah, really like the steering wheel a lot. Really changes the I think the interior. And Chargers aren't known for their great interior, but I think this is a really nice upgrade. I feel like this steering wheel kind of makes this car feel like it's a $100,000 plus car now with this steering wheel. Okay, so that was the very first mod that I've done on the interior. The other modification that I've done is I replaced the boot cover here in leather, genuine leather with the red stitching. So factory, this was vinyl and it had black stitching. And I really like, first of all, the feel of this leather. This is genuine Napa leather. It feels really soft, supple, feels really nice, looks really nice too. And it's got that contrast with the red stitching. And I feel like the red stitching on this kind of ties in the steering wheel together, because you may have noticed on the Hellcats, it comes with white stitching. So you've got white stitching on the dash throughout, as well as white stitching on the seats and on the doors. So there's a lot of white stitching everywhere, as you can see. And I just wanted something different, and I wanted the red stitching on the wheel. And I felt like by changing this stitching to red, it kind of ties it all together really nicely. So I got this one from Redline Goods. It's a very high quality piece. It was a bit of a pain to install, but it's a one-time job, so overall wasn't too bad. The only other modification that I might do over the winter is replace the gear shift lever. I'd probably replace this with something a little nicer feeling. This is kind of a hard plastic, so maybe leather with some red stitching here would go really nice, I think. So that's it for all of my interior mods. Let's go outside and take another look at this Hellcat. Oh, you know what we should do? We should start it up so you can hear this exhaust. Got my son here. I'm sure he would love to start it up and rev it for a bit. Nothing crazy, okay? So like I said, I've had this car for a year and a half, and absolutely love this car. I've loved every minute of owning this Hellcat. Like, I still feel blessed to own such a beautiful piece of a machine, of a Hellcat. I still just can't get over just how nice the styling is on the Hellcat. Like, this looks incredible in my opinion. Love, absolutely love the wide body. That mail slot grill in the front. The hood scoop. Twin heat extractors on the hood. Like, this just looks amazing in my opinion. Like, what a beast. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this one. It's getting really windy out here, so I hope you guys appreciate me taking the time to go through all the mods that I've done on my car. And hopefully it's inspired you to make some modifications on your Hellcat. Leave comments below what you've done to your Hellcat. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. I think this is one of the nicest looking cars out on the road. And the nicest sounding too, which is why I absolutely love this car. And on top of that, you've got 717 horsepower right at your foot. Like, what a machine. Okay, well, guys, I think that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys found that informative and interesting, and I'll catch you on the next one.